Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm doing another tarot deck review. It's called the Tarot of Shadows, although honestly it's a misnomer because it is absolutely not following the system of a typical Rider-Waite tarot deck. It's more of an oracle than anything else. So this is what it looks like. It's definitely more left-hand path infernal-ish, although it's not necessarily a demonic deck. There are infernal types of images and figures within the deck. Obviously, we have this. Nice. So first thing I want to say is I guess it is kind of a complaint. This case, it has a magnetic clasp, but the case itself is literally just made out of paper. It's very, very thin paper. And it's a shame because the case is really nice. It has this kind of sort of gilding, and the way it closes is there's a magnetic clasp on the inside which closes it very securely, but just trying to open it, I feel like I'm gonna rip the lid off of it every time I try to open it. So every time I decide to take some time to work with these cards, I always just leave them sitting outside of the box because I'm always afraid of opening and closing this box. This is what the back of the cards say. Tarot of Shadows features 78 striking images with art scenes from the field of classical demonology and mythology. It is an indispensable tool for anyone who wishes to shed light on the shadowy corners of the human souls. And this is the rest of it if you want to read it for yourself. It says this deck contains 22 majors, 56 minors, detailed book. So I will say, I don't want to call it strictly a demonic or infernal deck because again there's a lot in the deck that definitely is not demonic or infernal, but there's enough of it in here that I feel like it would make a casual practitioner uneasy if they don't work with anything like that, perhaps. So the cards are actually, I probably should have put them in order before I started filming this, so I am going to take a moment and put them in order, and then I will be right back with you. And we're back. So now that the cards are all in order, now you can see what I mean. To start off with, we have the card Satan, and also I want to say there's no card 0, and the 22nd card in the major arcana is numbered number 22. So right away we see that there are immediate differences. These cards, these first few, like Lilith, Satan, Hecate, like these cards, they don't even correlate to the majors in a regular tarot deck. These are just cards with different figures from, world religions just kind of tacked onto them. They are given meanings, but they're hard to even use in a reading because some of the meanings of some of the cards are very specific and to me very accurate, and others are so vague, like it's just like a long list of just random meanings, and it's hard to even tell which meaning could even be needing to be referred to because it's like a laundry list of meanings for one card that seems to be all over the place. Other cards have just a very, very tiny little list, so there's no guesswork with what the card is trying to tell you. So it's kind of inconsistent throughout for that reason. So I'm gonna go ahead and get into the deck, and then I'm gonna go ahead and flip through the deck, and then I'll show you what some of the meanings look like for some of the cards. So let's go ahead and look at the cards themselves. So as you can see, a lot of religious, historical, mythological figures, a lot of references to Christianity, mythology, demonology, a lot of random magical artifacts, a lot of random things associated with magic, and a lot of other random things. So you see the deck doesn't really have any kind of real consistency to it as far as its contents. I do like the art style, I do like how the cards look. I noticed that in some reviews I remember a while back, this kind of gray shiny gilding border, it seems like it wipes off or it starts to wear off at some point. I don't know how some people are handling their cards. None of my cards have had that like come off of them, so it's not really a problem for me. This is what the backs look like if I can show you them up close. So this is 78 cards. It's a little hard to read with, honestly, because some of the cards, the meanings are all over the place. But sometimes once in a blue moon, I like to pull like one card, maybe two, to just give me a little bit of an answer. And sometimes they're pretty accurate, very spot on with what I'm dealing with at the moment. So let me show you the book. The book is really nice. It's really small. It's the same size as the cards, but it's actually hardcover. And it has a little ribbon bookmark in it too. And it is a lot of pages. It's really nice. Page is 312. It's a really, really nice book. It's one of the nicer guidebooks I have. For a guidebook that's so small, it's extremely well made. So let me show you what I mean about some of the card meanings. Additionally, before it even says the meanings of the cards, like you'll look up a card and it'll have a long, sometimes it can be long actually. It'll go into detail about the mythology surrounding a card. Like that card called the Daughters of Men, like I know there's a long section where it discusses like the historical or the mythological stories about how the Watchers, they procreated with the daughters of men. So it goes into that, or like the forbidden fruits in the Garden of Eden, and it goes into a lot of different mythological stories and like almost seems like folk tales about some of these cards. And that'll be like pages long, and then when it comes to the card meaning, it'll just be like 2 sentences, which is funny. So we start at the beginning of the deck. Let's see, what's a good example? Maybe okay, like this card, Hecate, right? That would be this card, which is also printed a little bit oddly. So if you were to pull this card and you were to look it up, there's information about her mythologically speaking, what she symbolizes and represents. But when you get to the meaning eventually, you see the meaning is kind of a lot of things. I mean, fertility, patience, attachments, grounding, willingness to help others, nurturing, resentments, attachments, wealth, status, prophetic dreams, dreaming, phases of the moon, a woman of influence. It's really all over the place. Obviously, if you're extremely intuitive, you might be able to know exactly what the card's saying, but I feel like you would have to know all of these meanings to be able to pick out which one is most relevant to you, even using your intuition. So it seems like it's very much kind of all over the place, and this isn't the only card like that. There are a few cards in this deck that the meanings are just long lists of things that don't seem to be relating to each other. So that's just something I noticed about the deck. Other cards have very short, very direct, meanings. Like this one, this is for the card, what is this, Tobias and the Demon? The meaning is very simple. Communication, creation, recovery, overcoming difficulties, hope and determination, strong faith, righteousness, unusual solutions, and rewards. So it's, it doesn't leave too much to the imagination. So that's what it's basically like. So some cards have very short meanings, other cards have very long, hard to decipher meanings. All in all, I actually really like this deck. I wouldn't get rid of it. It's pretty nice. It's a nice addition to my collection. I think it was made by the same company that made where is it at? the Lucifers tarot. I'm pretty sure they're made actually by the same company, and they have the same kind of horribly flimsy box. So yeah, you can't buy these anymore, although that's a different conversation. These, I'm not sure if these are still in print. You can probably buy some copies on Etsy, if not on Amazon where I originally bought this. Additionally, in addition to the deck, it also comes with 2 extra cards, which are tables of correspondences for each one of the minor suits. So you have here the swords, the pentacles, the cups, and the my phone actually ran out of battery right there, but I was pretty much done with the review. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, then please drop a like. All in all, I will have to say that this is a really nice deck. It has a very nice occult vibe to it, and it's one of the things I really like about it. It's not too thick of a deck, it's not too slippery, so it shuffles really well. I don't really personally care for minimalistic art styles, but I don't mind it so much with this one. I actually really like the art of this deck. I think it's very charming and it's very nice. I don't have much else to say about it. I think it's still available for sale somewhere online, but don't take my word for it. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see all of you in the next one. Take care.